Hey, welcome back to Zesty's Corner. So, today's a good day. We have actually a new version of UWUVCI V3 coming out called V3.Z-B. Um, yeah. Um, this one actually has new things being added to it. I don't think I've done that in a few years, since probably 3.0.3, I want to say. Um, and I think that was back when I did like N64 dark screen, or removing the dark filter, and the same thing for GBA. Well, this one is actually going to have a lot of new things. I'll kind of talk about a few of this here. Basically, I'll just kind of just talk about some things, and at the same time, also talk about some things that you won't physically get to see in the program. A few things I want to say first, though. One, this is going to be like an update video as to, like, what's been added, not necessarily how to use UWVCI, although it might cover some of the same stuff. I'm not sure I'm going to take this video just yet. So checking out the old, you know, video guide will still kind of be useful. And for my Unix people, that's Mac and Linux, please watch this video because I'm not going to cover over the same stuff here as I will in your other video, because specifically I made a helper app right here, specifically for you guys about being able to install Wii and GameCube games, or making those injects, because before you couldn't, and this helper app will help you with that. Anyway, let me see if there's anything else I want to cover. No. Anyway, like I said, happy on birthday to you guys. My birthday is actually coming up, and that's normally when I get motivated to do things. That is when I actually made a game, or that's when I published it, and that's also when I made multiple updates to it. It's always around my birthday. Don't know why, this just kind of happens. Um, and I guess the other thing is, if you looked at the OT fork from my, branch, or then you'll see that all that stuff is got updated, and then I'm just merging it into the actual official repo. So it's technically all been there waiting. So I'm really caught on, but anyway. So things being added, vFilter, which is the deflicker to, Wii. You can also do GCT batching. You can technically use TXT files if match the same formats, but that's only for Wii. For NDS, you're going to have new screens, and there's also display settings you can change, like increasing the brightness setting, because by default at 80%. Things like that. There's tooltips can be for things. Those will be logging, which I'll show you guys later. And then the rest of this doesn't really matter. For updates, let's see. Oh yeah, you cannot. You can no longer install to OneDrive. That was a big problem that everyone kept doing. So I just made it so you can't install to OneDrive. Like, don't. I don't know how many people argue with me. Just don't do that. I also rewrote the entire README text file. We're going to kind of glance at that, but please, please, please check that out. I refactored a bunch of code. We inject, at least on my machine, are about 20% faster. Obviously, if you do like the we inject, but you also put, do GCT patching and like the vFilter removal, you're going to lose speed for that, right? Because you're technically patching the system more. I moved a lot of dependencies that we had. I also updated GBA to use Jagoomba color as opposed to just Goomba color. And a lot of these, I guess, like tools I removed, like, Wii U downloader.exe, CNOS Packer, exe. Technically, I'm using DLLs instead. This will make it so, we won't get flags for, antivirus, like it says right here. And so it also won't be silently, the program won't silently crash anymore. All right. So one thing I want to point out is that this is 81.2 megabytes. That is really, really, really large. And I say that because the old one was only 17 or 16.7 megabytes. It's that large only because I'm packing in the helper app into the installer, and I'm also putting all the dependencies in the installer. I'm putting everything possible to just make it so the user experience is just better. Sure, it takes up more space, but I'd rather it just works seamlessly for you guys than, you have to worry about a couple of megabytes here and there, right? Oh yeah, I guess I should say this here. So, that 3.Z-B has technically been here this entire time, right? Like January 26th. It's just been like public. Anyone can view this. It's just sitting here. I just think it's funny that no one has like added it or something, like been like, hey, what's going on with this? But anyway, where were we? Right. So I upload the installer, so I have it here. I guess that's one thing I should explain. So you're seeing this before I technically release anything. I just want to make sure I did the video first to make sure I hit everything. So this page is probably going to be slightly different when it actually goes live. I'm also going to have like a video link somewhere in here, but yeah. Anyway, so here's the installer. So we're going to run this. So I guess nothing I'll say is that my monitor is 32 by 9 aspect ratio, so there's going to be a lot of things just going directly in the middle of the screen. Unfortunately, there's not really much I can do about that, so I'll just have to keep dragging things over. Anyway, this is one of the new screens I was talking about. It's saying you need 15 gigs of free space. And that's so when you actually try to use the program, it will work, not necessarily for what you're installing. It's saying don't install to OneDrive folder. You technically could, but when you try to run the program, it won't let you. For Wine, I was reading to maybe help improve people's experience. It's to install Winetricks.NET 4.8. The .NET version you would want is to match up what we are using in the program, which we were using 4.7.2, but we're now on 4.8.1, like I said, right here. I don't know. I never installed Winetricks. I don't ever really use Wine other than just to test this program, so, your mileage may vary. All right, so this is saying to install it to my documents folder. Perfect, not OneDrive, love it. I personally don't like to, use desktop shortcuts, so no to that. Install. Oh yeah, it's going to say if I want to uninstall the old program, which yes I do, because I don't want it. It's trash, right? Right, perfect. So we have the view readme.txt and the launch of the program. Yeah, we'll say finish to both. Okay, so I'm going to put this here and I'll come back to it in a sec. So here's the readme real fast. We'll kind of go over. Right, things might look the same, but I point out things. Hey, if you install this from a different source, be careful. That's not someone else could have changed things. I'll talk about specifically about me a bit here. How you can donate. The FAQ, which I redid completely. Actually, I think I wrote it here. Yeah, I completely redid it to talk specifically about this version. I'm also going to have to go to specific other places like Reddit and stuff, being like, hey, don't really use this old stuff. Please only use this new stuff I pushed out because it's specifically set this way for a reason, blah, blah, blah. Right, I put everything I could possibly think of. So please, if you watch this video and you read the FAQ, I'm assuming you should be covered. Like, you should not need any help. It should just work for you. Right? Obviously, if you do need help, feel free to reach out, but please, read through the FAQ, right? It upsets me when people are asking a question and it's like the first item under the FAQ, right? It comes with the program. Look at it. Anyway. So here's one of the tutorial screens. I kind of have it, in Solar hat. Oh, doesn't matter. So I put them somewhere, right? Yeah, tutorial screens, first one only. Yeah. So what's going to happen is this is going to pop up. Right, it says welcome to the program, blah blah blah. It tells you kind of what this program is about. This is kind of meant for a mixture of new and old people. You click next. Got to drag this baby over. Right, it's gonna wait a few seconds before it lets you hit next, so you actually have time to read this. Right, this is talking about video guides. Only follow ones off of Zesty's Corner. Right, that's me. I'm also ZestyTS. Other video guides will tell you wrong information. Please stop sourcing other people when you're talking to me. It frustrates me, right? It feels really bad to tell the person who made the thing that they're wrong. I mean, trust me, I should know the best. And technically, this video guide is going to be more updated than anything else because it's being recorded before the software comes out. Right, so the README is in here. Right, you can also click Zesty's Corner. Right now, this goes to the old video. I'll link it to the new video. So we can click next here. Basic instructions. So, it tells you what is a base, how that works. If you want to look at the compatibility guide, which is right here, right? It's a new one if you haven't looked at this one yet. Let's go back. So next, Mac OS and Linux. I guess I should have said, so if you're using Mac and Linux, by default, you will not, when you open up the program for the first time, you will not get these tutorial screens, because if you are using Apple Silicon, you will not be able to see the screens if you're using Wine. So I didn't want to have people get stuck on these screens, so there's going to be a pop-up window for them, which I'll talk more about that later, right? It talks about, what this is, it talks about me, I've written a helper app for extra support. Next. So, thank you for taking out your time to use this program. I know there's a bunch of other programs out there. Ever since I found this program and I started working on it, right, I'm not the person who made this program. I'm just the person who's been, solely working on it for the last few years. Right, I think technically, actually, if you look at, commit lines and everything, how much code I've added compared to, Nikos, who's the person who made this program, I think technically I've now I've done more changes than he has. Right, so, I just want to point that out. Right, you click this button, go to the Discord. If you want to donate, right, this is an option. There I am. It's also in the UWVCI app. And then, if you feel like, if you don't feel like donating, but you still want to support somehow, sure, whatever. I've made a game. Go ahead and check it out. Right, you can find it on Steam, Android, iOS, Mac Store. or not Mac, I'm sorry, Microsoft Store. I'm currently actually working on an Xbox build of this game. Okay, so we can close the tutorial. Once we close the tutorial, oh, okay, that's my fault. Technically, it should tell you now, hey, you're grabbing the tools, and you're grabbing the bases. It's also going to have the last tutorial screen open. I forgot that I just tested this, so I technically downloaded everything. But I do want to point out, right, if you do want to go to tutorial screens, right, you'll see it talks something here. You want to go to tutorials, click here, and then the button right here, tutorial screen. This time, if you click X, it will actually just close those. If you try to close out of the tutorial screens before you're done, it will just kick you out, right? It's like, yeah, you need to go through the tutorial screens. All right. So for we, right, here are the filters I was talking about. So we have the V filter, remove dithering, and then half the V filter. Basically, what's the V filter? It does a lot of things. It has like dithering, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. All you really need to know is replace the word V filter for deflicker, right? There you go. If you want to, or flicker, I guess. So if you want to remove, if you want to deflicker, click this, right? If you just want to remove dithering, do this. If you don't know what dithering is, don't use it. If you want half of the effect, you click that. 99% of the time, actually, I would say 100% of the time, just click remove V filter. That's the best option you're going to want and have. Right, we also have GCT path options, or path option, I should say, let me see if I can grab just really quickly here. Do I have a file I can use? I don't, but that's fine. I'm just gonna grab a random file and I'm gonna drag it right in here. And yeah, see, I put in a file that's not, it's invalid. That makes sense. But right, you can technically drag stuff right in there. And I'll show you guys right fast with this file here. I guess I'll show you right my beautiful, pop WPF file. Right, drag that right here. And then bam, right, it just works like how it would if you click select. You're gonna try and make it slightly more monster, you need to clicking those buttons. But you can say yes, and then it pulls everything in just like how you expect it to. The other big thing here is for DS, right? So we're rendering scale. You have 1 and 2. So rendering scale, 1 just means what is native. 2 technically doubles the native resolution, but that might cause slowdowns and it might just not work. So, I would say it's an experimental feature. This is just something specifically that is in the Virtual Console setting for NDS, so I'm not really doing anything crazy here, right? So brightness 80%, that's the dark filter, set to 100%. And now you have removed the dark filter. Pixel upscaler, this is really for like 2D games. I haven't really understood what it does, but it is a setting in the Virtual Console, so I just kind of threw it in here. People say, you can shut this on just like 2056, and it improves what like 2D pixels look like. I don't know. Anyway, so more DS layout screens. If you want to have it that, on the Wii U, you can have all these different like DS like layouts or whatever. You can click true, click true, and then you get the ones done by Mika Dubs. I hope that's your name. I just kind of took them and I point to it. So if you click true, it's going to grab those files. And then I also noticed that, so if you're, if you're going to use the more DS layout screens, if you're injecting specifically Phantom Hourglass, click true. It's going to remove, I think, one of the screens. I don't remember. I just found it in the thread where Mika Dubs was saying, or someone was saying, hey, like, if you're using Phantom Hourglass, one of these does not work. So, yeah. So I just made a point out for that. Trying to think, was there anything else specifically that this does? Let me pull up this. Jumbo color. I can't really show that. You're going to see that when you inject. Tooltips add to everything. I mean, yeah. I guess you can't actually do this one if you can't. What's it called? You can't get a tooltip because it's not enabled. Don't know how to do some of these, but right, like all the new stuff definitely has these, so you know what you're doing. Just really finding out the right space you want to hover. So GCT, people have been asking for this. If you want to like patch the game so you can add like gamepad support and stuff like that, like right, really that's what that's for. Logging to a file. Yeah, let me talk about that actually. So here we go. So if you come to this file, This path, I should say, right? So it's going to be users, your username, app data local, and then UWVCI-V3. You have a settings file. This is just settings for like, what you're doing, like what's the common key you put in, what is the what's it called? Title keys, things like that, right? You also have a log file, which I guess I can kind of show you in a sec here. But basically, it will log everything and the date for everything you're doing, right? Settings file not found, screen default settings. Then something, things are being saved, things are loading. It's also saying, hey, like, where, what screens I clicked on, right? This will help me or anyone figure out exactly what's going on. I guess I can talk about the Wii U, the Wii downloader. So I guess let's just download Rhythm Fever. Oh, crap. Okay, give me a second. Let me pull up the file. Okay. So. Oh, ha. Let me just do this way instead. So that can't be leaking, things that are considered piracy if I do that. Anyway, I put them in there, right? So, right, I'm going to click download. There we go. Right. Kind of talking about this date this time. All it does is it does a really quick snapshot to see how long it might take you to download something. Oh man, that's terrible. My headset turned off. Okay, so I'll click re-download. Oh well, I kind of want to show how that works a bit. Give me a sec. Let me find the program. Okay. Okay, I guess I'll show the program as well. Right, you're gonna have tons of files in here now, as opposed to it just being like the 5 that used to be in here. So I know it's kind of a mess, but got support everything. Mac OS and Linux. This is specifically the helper app I was talking about, right? Like even if you want to on Windows, you couldn't run it, right? Because Windows doesn't understand how to execute a file. Unix represents. I know you guys do. Anyway, let's see. Go to bin, base games. So I'm going to delete this. Come on. There we go. So the best way to see if something's downloading, or to see if your antivirus is blocking your download, is by clicking download. That's so cute. The program crashed on me. Huh. Oh, you know what? Let's check the logs. Why did it crash? Let me. Let's see. Okay. Oh, right. So you can actually see it right in here. It's literally telling you that it's downloading. Right. All these blocks means it's downloading. So that's how we know that it was working. Okay. So what broke? Pin tap down. That's a very weird directory. Yeah, this might have been a fluke. Let's try doing that again. Yeah, guess it was just a fluke, right? But like, we can actually see it doing stuff in here. Come on. So this is another thing I guess I'll say. Sometimes I say, hey, the Nintendo servers are like basically sleeping. That's kind of what's happening here. It does not look like we're getting any information. Yeah, we're not. We have yet to even start downloading. So that's why I said that this has always been like fake. Because right, I can check I can check the base folder, and okay, it just popped up. So if we scroll down all the way here, oh yeah, we can see, right, it's now downloading. Right, this is just one of like the things that, oh, it's done, right, downloading. This is one of the things that I've done to make it a bit easier to use, right, that just works now. Yeah, the CNS Packer. I've never had problems with that, but I know people have. Because a lot of people would have to go into Event Viewer, open up this bad boy, and then kind of like figure out like what broke in here and everything. I think it was this way. There we go, in here. Right. See, I can see my thing crashed. Oh, oh my god, come on. Crashed because of ntd dot. I have no idea what that is. All right, whatever. Right. In this case, like if you gave me this error message, I would have no idea what this is. It's clearly a problem in System 32 in Windows, not even related to the program. Shrug. But yeah, that's kind of it. I know this is kind of like all over the place. But I did kind of want to explain some things, also show how some things work. Right, use the README. Feel free to contact me in the Discord, or any of us if you want to join. Right. How do you? I can't actually remember how to get to the home page, so let me just reopen it. And I'll say one last thing over here. Right, I could point out, yeah, to donate, you could do that if you wanted to. Also, if you wanted to look, figure out how to use the program, you could use this as well. If you're on the old screen, you click compatibility. It says it right here. This list won't be updated anymore. Go to the new list instead. The reasons like this is because, one, right, you can at least see images of how to use the program in case you're confused and don't feel like following a video guide. Obviously, this is going to be an outdated version. I didn't make these files in the first place, those images, and I'm not going to update them. Sorry. But yeah, there's that. Bam, look at that. Shows exactly what you're looking for. You can search on this and all that stuff. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy this new version. I have spent a lot of time on this. I think I've been working on it since July, technically. But yeah, anyway, that's it. Thank you.